I can only do about 10 pull-ups, and for a guy who looks like me, that might sound kind of pathetic or weak, but I've actually realized that when you do pull-ups correctly and you really focus on form and you actually make sure that you perform the exercise in a way that maximizes muscle growth, it actually makes the exercise a lot harder. Because if I did pull-ups like most people do, I could probably do a lot more reps. But my goal isn't just to do as much as possible. My goal is to build as much muscle in my back as possible every time I do pull-ups. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the few cues that I use to make pull-ups drastically harder, and then I'm going to show you on my pull-ups bar what it kind of looks like. First thing, shoulders to ears. Like most people on the way down and even down, they don't even bend. Like look out the elbows. The elbows are still fairly bent at the bottom. That's not what you want. You really want to get like a full stretch on your back at the bottom. So you don't just straighten your arms. You make sure your shoulders roll up to your ears literally when you're down there at the end of the eccentric to make sure you really maximize the stretch, which is the most important part of the movement. It's been shown scientifically that the stretch part, the eccentric, is actually the most important part. So you want to really, really, really maximize it and get the most out of it. So that's what I've been doing. Really getting my ears up to my ears up, my shoulders up to my ears. Really make sure I'm getting the maximum stretch, and I really control it. I use a slow eccentric on every exercise I do. Pull-ups the same thing. I go fastest on the way up, get my chin over the bar, then I slow down the eccentric, slow down, and then make sure my shoulders literally touch my ears at the bottom of the movement. And then I take a slight pause, dead hang, pause like this at the bottom of the movement, and then I pull back up. That's how I do each rep, each and every single rep. And I've been using these three cues for like the last few months, probably a year or something. It's been really, really effective. But the last thing that I did, the fourth step that really helped me to just unlock the mind musculation in my back, is just using straps, even in pull-ups. I know it doesn't sound as cool. Most people would say, "Oh yeah, you're a pussy" or something like that. But when I started using, wait a minute, when I started using straps on pull-ups, it was just a game changer. My back I just started really feeling my back, feeling each muscle burning like crazy at the end of the set. Something I used to never feel before. Like beforehand, I would do back exercises, I would do everything I want. I could never feel my back working. I could never feel my back burning or something like that. I could never feel the mind muscle connection to my back. But the second I started using straps, it just unlocked the mind muscle connection. My back just burns on every single set of pull-ups, every single set of back exercises that I do. But it was pretty much impossible to feel my back beforehand. But I had this ego thinking to myself, yeah, I'll probably look like a pussy if I just use straps or something like that. But no. You see, my goal isn't to look cool in the gym or look strong in the gym. My goal is actually to build as much muscle as possible. So if I can build more muscle in my back by using straps on pull-ups, using straps on other back exercises, it doesn't really matter if I look less cool by doing it. Because my main goal when I'm going to the gym is to build muscle, build as much muscle as possible. And it's not like my forearms were the limiting factors on pull-ups. My forearms weren't really the limiting factor on pull-ups. But somehow, now that I use straps, it just completely takes my forearms out of the equation. And it's only my back that's working, nothing else, just my back is working. So it really helped me to focus on my muscle connection in my back and really feel it burning like crazy. But when I wasn't using straps, yeah, my back was probably still failing the rep. My back was probably still the limiting factor. But my forearms were also working so hard that really I could never really feel anything. Like of course I would feel it would become hard at the end and we could be super slow at the end, but I would never feel anything burning. And sometimes I would even feel my forearms burning more than my back. So often I would feel my forearms working more than I would feel my back because I wouldn't feel my back at all. But when I started using straps, it just completely took my forearms out of the equation and now I can feel my back like crazy. So I know your ego will tell you, no, don't do this, it's not a good idea. But trust me, the second I started doing this, and trust me, I had the same limiting beliefs, thinking to myself, I won't look cool in the gym if I do this. But when I started doing this, it just unlocked something that I could never feel before. So yeah, I'll quickly show you a few pull-ups on my pull-up bar there. and so you can see kind of what a form should look like. Good drop here. So yeah, you can kind of see that I use every single cue that I gave you. I went fast on the way up and slow on the way down. Really made sure my ears came up, my shoulders, my shoulders came up to my ears. And I took a small pause at the end, at the bottom, like a dead hang pause. And I do that on every single rep. And you see, some people would say, "Oh yeah, take a pause at the top of the movement." And I used to do this, but I don't do this anymore because I think kind of the concentric, the contraction is less important. It's not as important as the eccentric and the stretch part of the movement, the part where the muscles are being lengthened. So I don't think, I just think wasting energy on the eccentric, on the contraction, isn't necessarily the best thing to do. When I could just put that energy, put that effort into the eccentric, into controlling the eccentric more, into taking a pull at the bottom in that hang position. So yeah, hope you found this video valuable. Hope it helped you in any way. And if you want more help from me and you're interested in my one-to-one fitness coaching, then just go and click the first link in the description. And yeah, don't want to convert. Chase it.